Good day, guys. We are blessed with rugby royalty today, guys. The most incredible lady you'll probably ever meet in your life. A very special lady who I've known for almost 15 years now.
Oh.
Annelee Murray, thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you who don't know, Annelee has been with the Springboks. How many years now, Annelee?
20 years, 2 decades.
20 years, and she has just written this incredible book. Hold up for us, the Anns. I can't wait to get my copy. It is called The First Lady of Springbok Rugby, and it is such a fitting title because of what we're doing this month. It is just, like we're fiercely feminine. I've been very much in the background because the girls have been dominating, but I thought, no ways am I going to pass this interview up with this amazing woman who I've known for such a long time. And thanks for joining the Jeff community. You really do epitomize everything that we stand for values-wise for a business. You act, you learn, you own it. You've got such incredible purpose. And not only that, you're just like the most incredible human being. So thanks. It's so cool to connect again and just see your face. And after, knowing each other for such a long time. And well done on your book. I mean, what a success.
Johno.
I'm seeing you on every TV station across the country.
Thanks, Johno. Yeah, I'm very excited to be join the Jeff community today, and it's so nice to talk to you. You were my first trainer, so yeah, looking forward to chatting.
That is right. All those days when I used to have the gym. That's amazing, huh? And we've stayed in contact, and then obviously we worked at SA Rugby together for years.
Yep.
And just like, how does it feel? You left after the World Cup, and
Yes.
you've called time, and we'll talk about the book now. But how are you enjoying not getting on an airplane and traveling around the world for a change?
Yeah, I must say, I'm really enjoying it. A little bit of time for myself now. 20 years on the road was a long time, and a great time to leave after 2019 when we won the World Cup, and not a better time to leave, lifting that Webb Ellis trophy. So, I'm sort of taking a little bit of time with what's happened in the world and COVID now. I'm also taking a little bit of time to reflect and see what I want to do. And it's been a wonderful sort of cathartic journey to write all the sort of my memoirs and what happened and what goes on behind the scenes.
Sure, 100%. So just for everyone at home, and can you just sort of explain your role with SA Rugby? You obviously the PR manager, but can you just tell them exactly what you did for the last 20 years to keep these buggers in check every single tour that they went on?
So what a lot of, the title was the PR manager, but basically I was involved in an operations team. Now the operations team is responsible for everything off the field. So that means training venues, where you fly, how you fly, what kit you wear, going to gyms, hotels, logistics, operational stuff, contractual obligations, commercial stuff, visas, all that behind the scenes. So obviously I didn't do everything. There's a sort of a group of 4 people that do that. There's media as well. So we were responsible for everything off the field, because basically what they do, that 80 minutes on the field, that's coaching, that's what you all see, but no one really sees what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, 100. And that is such an integral role, because knowing myself, being on tour for many, many years, even things like just getting visas organized, what a heck show, you know what I mean? But the amount of detail you put into going on tours, someone's birthday, there's always a beautiful cake. If the kids are there, the wives are there, you always made a plan just to make everyone feel so welcome. And there were tickets, whatever there was to do, you did, and you went over and above, which is, I've yet to find someone in this world who said Annelee is a horrible person, because you're not. You're just the most incredible person in the world. I've never heard anything bad about you. And tell us. Sorry, so go for it.
I said no, thanks so much. Family is such an important thing. We found that out long ago. South Africans, we generally like being at home because we like our home comforts, we like our braais, we like all that. So we sort of, when we were traveling, we always tried to make sure there's a braai, there's biltong for the guys, just to make a little bit feel at home. And also very important, the change rooms. When you're away from home and you're playing in New Zealand or something, the change room is a very sort of dark place. It's very black. It's very everything in New Zealand is around the All Blacks. So we started bringing like those kind of things in, that wherever we were in the world, our change room would be the same. It would just make us feel comfortable, just a little bit of that home comfort. So yeah, the families were very important, and that really showed when we embarked on the Stronger Together campaign in 2019, and we all went to Japan and we had our families with us, and it just really gave us that little bit of an edge. And I think if you're happy at home, you're happy at work, and vice versa. So that was very good.
100%. So let's talk about this incredible book that you've written. Let's start with the title, First Lady of the Springboks. I know the special story behind it, but I think tell the audience, tell us about that title and what it means, because it's actually hell of a significance, especially starting 20 years ago in a very male-dominated South African rugby environment.
So the title, the First Lady of Springbok Rugby, is really, I was the first lady to travel and to be consistently with the team. There'd probably been some, people in and out before, but I was the first woman to travel with the team 20 years ago and be consistently with them. Then there were 2, then there were 3, then there were 2, then there were 4. And Rassie was really praised and lauded for his diversity. And in 2019, when there were 4 ladies, other teams were, wow, that's amazing. And it just really showed that there is a space for women in a male-dominated sport as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, like some really seriously strong women like Renee Naylor, Dr. Tsurushi Play, etc. It's just like really incredible people that just sort of dominated that space of what they did and owned it, and have sort of become furniture, a part of SA Rugby.
Yes.
So what can we expect out of this book? Or what kind of stories are coming out there? I'm sure you're not going to leak all the stories. But...
Yeah, so it's not so much my story, but really my rugby journey. And sort of, what goes on about the many different personalities and the occasions and what made the years on the road so special and remarkable, and just to take the reader into, there's sort of little fun stories about, the time that one of the wives, I'll tell you this one of the she was a partner at the time, she was a fiance, and we were playing in New Zealand, and it was the time when we played 2 matches in New Zealand, and then the next year they'd play 2 here. So we were playing in Auckland, and it was the player's birthday the next day, and she was flying in as a surprise to be with him that weekend and that week, and then the next week we were playing in Wellington. And she arrived in Wellington. We were at the match on Saturday night, 9:00, and she arrived in Wellington. And I got this frantic phone calls. I kept on seeing my phone ring, and I was at the side of the field. Eventually I answered, and it was this lady saying, listen, I'm in a bit of trouble here. They asked me at the Wellington airport if I'd ever had any narcotics. And I said, yes, 3 or 4 times. Now, this was an Afrikaans lady, and she understood narcotics to be narcose, which is the Afrikaans word for anesthetic. So she said, yes, I've had my appendix out, my tonsils out. And they were very confused, and we had to sort of get, I had to intervene. I had to get the SA Embassy to go in Wellington to explain to Border Control that this wasn't a joke. This was actually just a language barrier. So there are a lot of like fun little behind-the-scenes stories like that in it, and also just what it takes to get the field, how many, you travel with 4 tons of luggage, what it takes to get there. You start planning a World Cup 3 years in advance, a Lions Tour 3 years in advance, what it takes to do that and get the team of 50 people fit and ready and everyone there. And everyone sort of has their own, the jobs, the medical and the rehab and the dietitian, and everyone has their jobs and what it takes. So I think it just gives them a little bit of insight onto not just the 80 minutes on the field.
100%. I can't wait to read this book. It's going to bring back a lot of like thoughts and memories. I mean, like you, and look, you've won 2 World Cups. I mean, that is insane. You've been to 2 World Cups. Like
I've been to 5 5 World Cups.
Well, you've been to 5, 1, 2.
2, yes.
But I mean, extreme highs, extreme lows.
Exactly.
But for everyone at home, this is what makes like you very like sort of fiercely feminine for me. Is like a lot of the players really confided in you individually. When be it if they were quiet or they felt like they weren't fitting in or they were struggling to move into the group. And I know that you took that responsibility upon yourself to make everyone sort of fit in and feel comfortable and be almost like the mother of the squad. Yes. It must have been quite taxing on you at stages and how you read people's personalities and how to, adjust to different situations, etc.
Well, I think initially, Johno, when I started there, legendary players, Joost van der Westhuizen and Andre Venter, Chester Williams, Mark Andrews, Andre, I was just like in awe. I was in awe. To the extent that I actually like could hardly speak the first time I spoke to them. I had to like breathe into a brown paper packet and speak to them. And then I just realized, at the end of the day, they're just like you and I, the players. They've got this platform, which is great, that they can, that they can, sort of do good and speak to people and help people. But they're also at the end of the day just players. So it took me a little while to get into it. At first, it was lonely, being the only woman traveling for a couple of years on my own. But, the more they sort of realized and respected me and knew that I could do my job and I would do it better, better and quicker than anyone else. And I had to sort of work that way initially. And they realized that, listen, I am here, and I was a constant. And I think that was good, to be there all the time, and that I would have that, I would have that nurturing sort of role for them. And the more that sort of grew, the better it was. I mean, I've sourced diamonds, I've found places to propose, I've been to weddings, I've been to christenings, I've been part of their lives, and it's been so much part of my life for 20 years that it's wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's insane. And sure, 5 World Cups. I mean, like for everyone watching there, I mean, especially for the ladies who aren't, probably so into the coaching and everything like that.
Yes.
To be part of 5 different World Cups and
Yes.
different coaching teams over 20 years, and to be one constant, says a lot about you as a human being. Because sometimes back in the day, I mean, the coaching staff were changing, like all the time. Like my kids changed their underpants and nappies and stuff like that. So I mean, like, you must be immensely proud of that, and like being a constant in so many people's lives for so long.
Well, I am. There were 7. The books write about 7 coaches, because obviously every 4 years a coach changes, but there were 1 or 2 coaches that weren't there for 4 years. So I've been with 7 coaches. I've worked with 21 captains, and the only captain that's not that didn't write something for me in my book is Joost, and obviously he sadly passed away. 244 matches, 238 players got capped during sort of my tenure, and that was always a wonderful. That really was a wonderful. I think that's probably, if you ask me what's my best experience, is when a player gets capped. To play 1 time for your country is just immense, and to play 50 and 100 times. And I was there for all 6 Centurions' 100th Test match. So that is just an amazing, and it did really make me feel like a proud mama.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like when you get your Springbok blazer, it's just an amazing feeling. If you're on a support staff or as a player, it's such a pinnacle of your career, and you were the proud mama, and you and you will continue to be, because I always see, I mean, we've got a lot of players and friends in common, that you are always at Bry's, you're always there with the kids. You've seen kids grow up. I mean, I'm thinking of all the naughty buggers like John Davides, who's been on our shows, and Stella Skoltberger, etc. You're a complete constant in people's lives. And where to now for the future, Anne? Besides for being a Jeff member for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I think, John, I think, I've taken some time to write this now, and it's been really cathartic and nice, because, for everything there's a season, and I had 20 wonderful seasons, and I just think that there's an opportunity for me to, to do some other stuff now. And I would like to stay in sport, taking a little time off hopefully when the world settles down again. I'm going to do a little bit of traveling, but on my own, to places that I haven't been to before, because I've been so blessed to travel to so many places in the world. Yeah, and then just to sort of maybe do a little bit of consulting and be involved in sport in some way.
100%. Well, we'd love to get you on board in some capacity to help with our community, because I mean, you've got so much experience and values, and that we can help people, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about the story, is that we all about our values is helping people, and helping millions of people, whatever their mental health issues, training issues, weight loss issues, whatever. Everyone needs a bit of help, from a compassionate and empathetic point of view, and that's what you really bring across. So, and just congrats on the book. Tell us, where can we get this thing now? Because I know it's going to be flying off, and I'm personally going to, Jeff is personally going to buy 10 books from you, and we're going to give it away as prizes for over here because we must contribute to your career going forward. So we're going to purchase 10 books. So where can I get the team to purchase 10 books to give away to our community?
Thank you so much. So the books at the moment are online from hmshop.co.za, but you can contact me as well. And then from sort of first week of September, so pretty soon, in 2 weeks' time, they'll be in retail stores nationwide.
Amazing, so exciting. Well, listen, good luck with the book. It's going to be an incredible read. And for everyone out there that is watching, guys, please go and buy this book. I reckon a lot of the ladies will probably buy the book for their husbands because it's such a good read and such a good insight into what happens behind the scenes of these Springbok tours. And then obviously for the ladies, read the book because it gives you an insight of what it was like for this fiercely feminine, amazing human being to be a constant in hundreds and hundreds of Springboks' lives and their families, like for the last 20 years. And thanks for your time. I can't wait to read the book, and congratulations. It's such a cool story to launch. It was such a good idea. So well done on thinking that. And I know this community is going to support you massively. So let's get out. Let's support Annelee. Go buy that book. It's going to make a good Christmas read. But let's go buy it in advance before they sell out.
Thank you so much. And it's been so awesome to chat and catch up with you. And hopefully we can do it over a cup of coffee soon.
Ooh, guaranteed that's going to happen. Yeah. We're going to make that happen. It'll be awesome to see you. Thanks, and
bye.
Have a good day. Ciao, bye.
Bye.